Hello, Giants.
Hello.
This is Pauline Knowles from St. John's College class of 1972, and we are with the St. John's College Reconnection Committee. And today, I'm sitting here with the beautiful Mrs. Aguilar.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Aguilar.
Hello.
And Raquel.
Hi. Hello, Pauline. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So I'm from the class of 77. I'm Mrs. Diagla. What year are you from, basically?
I guessgraduated in 1950, 51.
So you would have been a part of the first set of
50.
students.
Yeah.
Very good. So tell us your story. Tell us about St. John's, about the history of it.
The whole
thing.
journey.
You know,
the
we want to hear the
whole
whole thing.
I entered St. John's College the day it opened in 1947, January. It was a school that was needed. It was after the war, and of course, there were children who needed an education. And we had basically two high schools in the Bahamas at that time. There was Government High School that probably only could take about 130, 40 students.
Wow.
And there was Queen's College, which of course was discriminating in that year. And so there were men, Anglican sort of churchmen,
Yes.
who requested I guess from the Church of England that we should start a school. And I think the men behind that was Mr. Mortimer, Ulrich Mortimer,
Okay.
Mr. Robert Turnquest,
yes, yes.
Lawyer Adderley, A.F. Adderley, and
A few others.
a few others. I
Yes.
can't remember all the
Yes,
names.
yes.
So far.
And they requested from the Church of England that a school should be opened for Bahamian children,
Okay.
And I think they started, it was a high school, so I was 11 when I went
Wow,
to
very
St.
young.
John's.
Wow.
And I was 11, but I would have been 12 on the 27th of January. But because I was only 11 when the school opened, my fees was £3.10.
Wow.
My sister was a year older, was
Yes.
£4.10.
Okay.
And of course, in those days, when the parents were paying that fee, they gave you a lecture.
Yes.
You go to school to learn.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
really pay
That's
attention.
right.
Attention. Get the grades.
Every time your fee had to be paid, you heard that lecture.
yes, yes, yes.
That's a good
yes.
one. I like that one.
Yes.
So anyway, we had Father Llewellyn, and we had Father Rowe, and we had Father Davies, who was Welsh with his wife, and Mrs. Nelson joined the faculty. She was an American, but a well-educated American, married to an Anglican priest,
Okay.
Father Nelson, and they and a few others were on the faculty at St. John's College, and well, we didn't know about education to that degree that they were
Right.
coming from.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course.
They were all teachers from some from
All over
Cambridge.
the world.
No, they were mostly
From England,
English.
Oh,
English,
English
oh,
teacher.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
English
yes,
teachers,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
And they were from some of the famous universities from
Wow.
England.
Well
Oxford,
qualified.
Yes.
Oxford, Cambridge. I mean, yes. And I think they ran St. John's. They wanted a copy like an English public school.
Oh,
Wonderful.
okay.
And
Uh-huh.
when the
Interesting.
English says public, you have to pay.
Understand that.
It's when they say public schools in England, it's not free.
Yes,
no.
yes,
You have
yes.
to pay
But you have to
to
pay
go to
something.
those.
But
Yes.
that's where the well-educated,
Oh, yes.
children.
Oh,
yes, yes.
And
Wow.
so we had a very intelligent faculty. I mean, the teachers had degrees, from these famous universities. So of course we had to fall in line
That's
and,
right.
Of
and
course,
learn
yes.
discipline
Uh-huh.
and a lot of things which they were very strict at. I mean,
Yes, of course.
and we used to go home and do, after school, like school ended at 1:30 or whatever it was, and then we'd go home, and then of course we had
Lunch.
homework.
That was every day?
Yeah,
1:30 every day? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
This was at the beginning.
At the
Yes,
beginning,
yes,
okay.
yes.
And then 1:30, and then what happened is that homework was not being done properly, and then
Okay.
the school realized
Okay.
that there were children at St. John's College who did not have
Electricity
electricity.
to do the homework at home.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Father Llewellyn made a ruling
Uh-huh.
that we'd all come back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and do prep, he called
Wonderful.
it. And you do your homework until
Yeah.
4:30,
Okay.
and you handed it in, and homework was done.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
And but if you had to have exams, like you study your Latin or French or whatever,
Yes, yes.
for the exams the next day. And my class had about 23 Form 2. I entered in Form 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember some of the children who were there. There were Freddie Higgs, Andre Rogers, Philippa Bethel Grand, Diane Johnson,
Okay.
my sister, and I, and I think Beryl Bethel Dillard.
Yeah, the
Mhm, yes,
the
yes,
Bethel
yes.
sisters.
Uh-huh. And
Susan Wallace.
they were in different forms.
Oh,
This
yes,
was
yes.
the
Is that
Form
one
2.
particular class?
Yes.
This
Okay,
was
yes.
the Form 2 that
Yes,
I
yes.
was in.
Okay, your classmates.
Yeah. And I suppose it was, my mother always says school days are your best days.
That's right, it
So
is,
I
yes.
suppose,
Of course,
yeah.
of course.
Embrace them.
And then, of course, school had to have, being Anglican, you had to have sort of a morning
Nice.
service.
Okay.
And they couldn't do it at the school.
Okay.
So we had to go at St. Agnes Church.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Every
yes. We
morning.
did that too.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we went to St. Agnes.
Okay.
And then after that, we walk up Market Street
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
back to the school.
Wonderful.
And of course, next door to the school was St. Agnes Rectory.
That's correct.
Oh,
Father
yes.
Cooper.
Yes, yes.
And as you go down the hill, there was where that dilapidated old building is now.
The pink building now.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
wow.
like just a field.
Okay.
You know,
That's
a
correct. That's
field,
correct.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
sure.
This is our playing field. That's
Yeah.
correct. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I can remember Chris Cooper, Father Cooper's son. he had goats, and he used to tend the goats in the field.
In the field
Okay.
while he's attending school.
No,
Okay.
he was at Government High School.
Oh, he's at Government High? Okay.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
at St.
Yeah.
John's.
Okay.
So what type of subjects you did back then?
Oh,
that you mastered?
Yeah.
I was looking at
well,
some of your
we were introduced to
qualifications.
French
French. Okay.
by Father Davies, who was Welsh, and the Welsh
Okay,
are
yes.
famous for languages.
Oh, yes,
They,
oh, yes.
very good at languages. And his wife, Mrs. Davis, was English. And then we had Father Rowe, who taught Latin.
Oh, Latin.
Lado, Ladas,
Uh-huh.
Ladat.
A more